welcome to Living 757.
She's back. How are you, baby?
Who is this person?
I'm back.
She is back, and she say it like that.
Yes.
Mommy,
The
Not in
gang
front of
got
me.
all back
Not in front of
together.
me.
so good to see you. Pink power today. Look,
The
pink
shenanigans are here. Look, you know, the color
What is your
scheme is
pink?
great. Don't worry about that, player.
What is your pink?
The color scheme is great. We are all looking very vibrant. But speaking of looking very vibrant, look at you.
Power. Look at you.
You came
Congratulations.
here
She's back after
bossing
having
it.
baby Chloe. That
Yo,
she's beautiful.
Yo, so
How's everything?
yeah, like I want to see some pictures. I want to see some pictures. Ooh.
Oh my
Oh.
That
goodness.
is her going home outfit from the hospital.
Look at the toes. Hold up.
I know, look at it.
Wait a
with
minute.
those.
Hold up. The toes
Ashley,
are spread out.
this
Ashley.
is a month ago.
Yeah.
Oh my
She's already got more arch than Quincy. she's only 5 weeks old.
She was
She
flexing.
is
Look
so
at that.
beautiful. Look
Look
at
at that.
Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
she's like, yeah, I'm about to hurt the game right now. player."
Oh.
Look at, hold up. Time out. Leave that picture up. Did you have your fingernails painted freshly to match the outfit?
Of course she
I
does.
did. So,
She's our Barbie.
So what had happened was
Of course
the
she.
Sunday before I went into labor on Tuesday night, Wednesday morning,
Yeah.
I went with producer Mel and Jessica, who is one of our PAs,
Yeah.
to get a manicure and a pedicure. And it maybe sent me into labor. So
You know what? Speaking of that, like we were trying to figure out while you were gone. I wonder, like, at what moment it was, because we
Exactly,
taped the
right?
show
Yes.
that day, and then you kind of like we saw via text. Hold up, Ashley is going in,
Yeah,
in
she's
labor.
going into
I think,
labor.
I
I
think
think
our
it was-
producer, like
Yeah,
at this moment,
Right there.
so that was
That was the
during.
last Friday.
So that was doing chit chat, but
Yes.
like what moment? I'm trying to look at her face.
So
Yep.
she's looking at the clock,
Hold
like,
up.
guys,
No.
hurry up, my constructions are coming on the way.
okay, it looks like I was checking a text or something, but what happened was it buzzed a weird way, and I was like, what is that? And it was my watch telling me that my heart rate was high, and a minute of deep breathing would help. And I was like, that's weird.
But that was at the first, so that's like right now, this is the first part of the show.
the show.
Yeah.
But you stayed the whole show, so were you
Yes,
actually feeling
she's a
stuff
pro.
during the show?
A little bit, but I just thought it was Braxton Hicks. Braxton Hicks contractions are like what happens to prepare you for labor, but I had never had them before. I didn't have them with Adrian. So I just kind of thought that's what was going on. It was too early. Actually, on the way home from filming that day, we were like timing my
Yeah.
contractions. They were like 10 minutes apart. And I looked at Keith and I was like, I'm just gonna order food and eat in bed. And the next time I got out of bed, it was because
Time.
my water had broken.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
But you know what? Now that you are sharing this, Ashley, this can happen to any woman. You know, like you can be at work, you can just be in any activity. If you are close to your full term, this can happen anytime. You know, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, because you still have like how many weeks to go at that time?
She was a
She's
month
a
early.
month earlier. So this can happen any place.
So remember, people, check your watch.
Check your
You know,
watch.
I mean, at that moment. it can-
Yeah, your Apple Watches are smarter than you are sometimes, and that was definitely the case
But
for me.
we're so happy to have you back.
I'm so happy to be
The
back.
team
I missed
is
you
already
guys.
together, yes, and a lot of things happening. We skipped September like this in a bit. We don't even notice. But now
I know,
October is
September
here.
happened.
I
Yeah,
know.
she had a baby in
September.
August, and all of September was a blur, and
Now
now
it's
we're
Yes,
in
and then
October.
October is a lot of things going on. We are going to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month.
Mm-hmm.
We also have Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Right, which is
And
why y'all have the pink.
that's for the pink. And something else is happening in October.
Oh, I wonder whose birthday
My
it is.
birthday.
Is that what you want, huh?
Okay,
We gotta
guys,
go like that?
I'm gonna put my address on the Facebook
Girl, you
page.
put your address
You guys
on there,
can
you're
send
gonna
me
get more
gifts.
than birthday stalkers.
But there's a lot of things going on October.
Yeah.
We have a lot of events,
yeah.
so we're gonna, bring all of them to you.
It's so many things that happens in October, as a matter of fact, ladies, like every day in October.
Yeah.
Every day represents some type of observance. We didn't have time to go through all 31 days, of course, but one of those days is October the 2nd. Did you know that is National Name Your Car Day? I don't know, have y'all ever named your vehicle?
Yeah.
Okay, so I know our producer, she names her car, was it Matthew? Is it
Matthew?
Marvin? She names
Marvin.
him Marvin. Oh, Martin. I'm sorry, Martin. I'm
Martin.
saying I was all wrong. I'm getting yelled at in my ear. You don't disrespect my Martin. That's what she said. So like, do y'all remember y'all's first car? Like
No.
I named my first car.
I did not name my first car. My first car that I named was my Cadillac CTS, and I just, very unoriginal, called it Caddy.
Caddy. All right. So
No.
have you ever named your car?
I never named my
My
car.
first
no.
car. I was 16 years old. I know I gave
I
them a
wonder
picture.
what is the name.
I gave them a picture. Look, this is a
Oh my
1985 Escort hatchback with the spoke rims on it. Not rims, but knock-on hubcaps. Oh, and that's when I put rims on it. Ooh, I was balling.
Oh my
But I
goodness.
called that car Stiff because it didn't have power steering. So if you ever had to
Oh,
turn
I
the steering
see.
wheel with no power
Wait a minute,
steering.
this happened in October? That we're talking about events in October?
Well, it's called Name Your Vehicle.
Name your vehicle.
car.
So that's also in October.
That
Yes.
is a
Look at
very
you.
different meaning to riding dirty. Like, that was not cute.
First of all, that's very disrespectful. Very mean of you to say something like that.
Funny you should say mean,
funny you should
because
say
you know what October 3rd
Well,
is?
Now,
Hold on,
what,
hold on.
wait,
Time
okay,
out,
you have more?
Hold on, October 3rd is what?
Mean Girls Day.
Oh, you know what? You
but
can
it-
go on now.
so in
You
the
can-
No, we're talking about the movie.
Wait a minute.
please.
Yeah, in the movie, Lindsay Lohan's character, Katie Heron, asks Aaron Samuels, who she's interested in, what day it is. And he says, it's October 3rd. And now it's Mean Girls Day.
Well, that was a mean thing for you to say
Well,
to me.
and
What?
now I'm gonna go
Did you
from
think it was
October
cute?
the 3rd to the end of the month. What else is going on in Halloween at the end of the month?
Spooky.
Halloween,
Ashley season.
yes.
Spooky
Ooh.
season!
Yeah.
Guys, do you have any ideas about customs for this year? Because we already have to start thinking about it.
Yeah, 'cause you
and
know I
we
don't
want
like-
your suggestions, guys. Yes.
Yeah, please suggest.
I mean, we're in
I don't
pink.
have to
We
do-
could do Barbie.
I
And-
think you play that every day.
Yes. And
Well,
how about
this
if
kind of looks like a unicorny color.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know if you can
How
say
about Power
unicorn.
Rangers? Power Rangers, the Power Ranger movie.
Go, go, Power
No,
Rangers.
because we all got to wear tights, and that may not.
Oh,
look good.
yes.
That may not be a cool look
I
at
think
all.
the audience is gonna love seeing Quincy on
No.
That's
no,
it. Let's do Power Rangers.
No power. How about if we do the
And
Addams Family?
Oh,
Da-da-da-da.
da-da-da-da. Yes, let's do that one.
So is that no?
So we have trolls.
What about Backstreet's Back?
No,
All right.
no, girl, I almost cursed. I almost said a curse word right now. Girl, if you say Backstreet's Back, all right, one more time.
Bye, bye, bye.
You
How
just-
about NSYNC?
You just got here, okay? Calm down. You got to ease into
She
this
needs to
again.
bring it on. Let her be. Let her be.
Well, how about the Spice Girls? If you wanna be my lover, you gotta get with my friend.
No,
But
we're gonna-
we have some weeks to figure it out
Quincy
what we're
can be
gonna
Baby
do.
Spice.
So
We'll put pigtails
let's
in
just
his
think
hair.
about it and ask the audience for some help. Now, do you guys remember that 2 months ago, actually on August 15, we talked about commissioner in cars?
Oh,
It
yeah.
was that we did it also last year. Well, guess what? We announced this event. Commissioner in Cairns.
Oh, in Cairns, that's
No
right.
cars. See, you're talking about your
Sorry.
car and you confuse me.
Sorry. Cans.
Commissioner in Cairns. Well, we have actually the winners in the results now with over 30 officers participating this year. The statewide impacts almost 10,000. Look, we're seeing the pictures right there. Actually, the winner was in Chesapeake. Congratulations to the Commissioner Victoria. She raised almost $3,311 and 841 pounds of food. Also, moving to Pocoson. Is that it right?
Pocoson,
Pocoson.
yeah.
See, I was asking for that one. They raised $1,691 and 3,756 pounds of food. So congratulations to Commissioner Joe on that one. Guys, they did a great
Yeah,
job.
they had Oscar
Community
the
always
Grouch.
say hi to these events, and I love that.
Yes. Now I saw Oscar the Grouch or the Cookie Monster. It was one
The
of them
Cookie
that was
Monster.
sticking outside of that can.
That was Oscar the Grouch,
Oscar the
AKA
Grouch.
Quincy Jr.
Okay.
But
Now,
no,
you know what?
commissioners make these events every year, so kudos to them because this is for the community. I
For
love
sure,
it.
and also for the community, you guys can enjoy really quick Suffolk the Peanuts are coming to Suffolk. The Peanut Festival, folks, that's October 5th through the 8th. It's a lot of fun, a lot of games and stuff for the family. So folks, come on out there and enjoy Suffolk because they're known for their peanuts. Peanuts, yeah.
Yep, and you know it's spooky season. There's lots of stuff going on all over the 757. One of my favorites is Haunted Hunt Club Farm. That's in Virginia Beach. It's going on through Halloween, so that's the 31st this month. You can go to hauntedhuntclubfarm.com to check out all the dates and the prices and all of the spooky happenings.
Yeah.
I love it.
But you know what? Today we're punching above our weight class on the show. Quincy is gonna learn the difference between MMA and Karate Kid.
Oh, plus local America's Got Talent star Cecilia Gandia and her lovely daughter is going to be here dancing it up in the studio.
And another great performance from Bros Bombera. Coming up next, we are celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month right after the break, so don't go anywhere. Ashley, welcome back, baby.
It's a lot of hands. It's a lot of hands.
Welcome back to Living 757. You know, in October, we celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month, and we have so many talented people in this country, and today is not an exception. Our next guest, she is Luz Maria Walks, and she's a Dominican children book writer. She born in Villa Amelia, Dominican Republic, and today we have the pleasure to have her with us to learn more about her incredible journey. Let's welcome to the show, Luz Maria. How are you, Luz?
How are you? Thank you so much for having me.
I'm so excited to have you, Luz Maria, and we both have something in common. I immigrated to the United States long time ago. I know you also immigrated to the United States as a little girl with your family, but now, how do you become a writer?
I became a writer just for the need of trying to tell my story about being Dominican and also being American and sharing those journey, like those two different cultures and the marriage of it with my family. I wanted my children to see themselves in the pages of a book. They're half Dominican, half African American. And I thought, what better way than to do it with a storybook?
I love that. So also, how do you celebrate this month that is very important for all of us, just not Latinos in general? Your books are written in Spanish, in English?
Yes. So all my books are, for the most part, very infused with culture. They speak authentically to my experience and to my family's experience. And the way we celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month is always by sharing books that we love, not only sharing books that promote our culture, but also highlighting our friends from different parts of the world. Because I really think it's important for kids to understand that Latino America is not just one culture. We're over 20 countries with so much to celebrate, so much commonality, and we're all here in the United States being a part of the tapestry of what makes America great. So when I started writing, I wanted the kids to kind of get a taste of that Latinidad in my books. Mm-hmm. And for my kids, they love reading, so we're always sharing books. And one of the things we do is give back by giving a lot of our books to kids that might not have access to books.
I loved that you mentioned just that we are more than 20 countries, that we all different cultures, even if we all speak Spanish. Now, you have so many books, you have so many projects and number ones in Amazon. Also, Maria descubre su baile, the little girl discovered her dance, Maria. But how do you end up being the co-writer with the team for the movie Encanto, that we all love that movie?
Oh my God, I know. We don't talk about Bruno.
Exactly,
no,
we don't talk about Bruno. I know Ashley loves that.
So I got invited to write for that book, and I was really, the author space for children's books is very small. There's not a lot of Latinos. And I want the next generation of writers to look like me, to look like you, Patricia, and to look like the fabric of America. So when I was invited to write with the storybook art for Disney Encanto, I was so excited. I was elated because I was able to bring my authentic self and write about my experience about being Latina. How cool is that? And how rare.
Super cool.
And I learned so much about writing from that experience. And the best part was sharing the platform with other Latin writers in different spaces and different parts of the world, from Mexico to Los Angeles to Honduras to Colombia. And to me, that's what I've been working so hard for. So that experience goes down the books as like one of the best experiences in my life. And when me and my family saw the movie together, I shed a tear. Like, to me, that was the moment that I felt like, oh my God,
I know.
I'm a writer.
Just you saying that, I have just goosebumps, because just to be in your position and see the movie that you are a co-writer with this amazing team, I think that feeling is something that I just paid off. Now, really quick, Maria, before we say goodbye, where can people find your books for their family, and where they can find more about you?
Thank you. I really welcome all our viewers and friends to follow me on loosemac.com or Instagram, loosemac official, or Facebook, loosemac official. But also, you could find my animations for free on YouTube. I know buying a book could be expensive, but you could see the books for free, a lot of them, through Inclusive Arts Media on YouTube.
I love that. Well, thank you so much. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm so inspired by you, and thank you for being with us today on Living 757.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you, Luz Maria. Well, now from books to the big screen, Quincy and Ashley have a special guest.
That's right, Patricia. Well, Ashley, as we can see, talent comes in so many forms, right?
It really does.
Yeah, well, our next guest is very responsible, and I say very because very talented TV producer and stage play producer all across the United States, whether it's Hampton Roads or in Vegas. So I'd like to welcome Living 757, Terrence Affer Anderson. What's going on, Terrence?
Thank you so very much. I appreciate being here.
Yeah, you know, so I have to ask you off the top. So the Affer Anderson, that's an interesting last name. Like, you care to elaborate on that?
Yeah, that was an ancient African playwright by the name of Publius Trinithius Affer. He was born in Carthage, present-day Tunisia. And at the age of 6, he went as a slave to Rome.
Okay.
And he learned Latin, and he started writing poetry and plays at the age of 16. And though he lived over 2,000 years ago, he was born around 190 BC. 6 of his plays still exist today. Yes, and Publius Trinithius Affer translates into Terrence, the writer from Africa. We share the same first name, and Affer is Latin for of Africa or from Africa.
Wow. Well, I mean, you clearly wear multiple hats, Terrence. We're talking writer, director, producer. What really led you into those fields of wearing all those hats, and what's the mission of your production company, really quick?
Yeah, the mission of the production company is to chronicle the African-American experience. And personally, for me, I've always been a writer, and that's something I still do. Mm-hmm. And way back in the 70s, some time ago, I saw an article, an interview with Quincy Jones, and he was lamenting the fact that he was finding it difficult to get his music produced.
Gotcha.
So he started producing on his own. And that influenced me greatly. And so I just started producing. My very first play I produced back in 1978 called For the Love of Jazz, and I've been producing ever since.
Wow.
And then I was invited to, out of the clear blue sky, to host a television show, a talk show called Health Watch, something that I did for 16 years.
Okay.
And that led me into doing more television.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome, man.
Now, what a story.
Yeah.
You've been involved in television, in film, and in theater. I have to ask, which one is your favorite and why?
That would be difficult to answer because I like each of them for different reasons. Theater, I like the live intimacy of theater performing before a live audience. With television and film,
okay.
You can get such proximity with the camera that you cannot get with the human eye in a live performance. And so it demands different types of directing and a different approach, and both of those are very appealing to me.
Yeah, as we see your pictures, so this was you back in the day, huh?
I was directing Hunter at the Generic Theater. This was probably back in 1984, 85.
Wow.
That's my very first headshot at the DC Black Rep, where I was a student back in the 70s.
Did you have an afro? Because they cut that afro right off.
Hey, I had a huge fro. There was a guy by the name of Clarence Williams III who still exists. It was on a program called the Mod Squad, and folks used to call me Clarence Williams III.
Yeah. Got you. So, you know, right now, I know the actors and writers are currently on strike. So, like, has that affected you in your productions at all?
It hasn't really affected me in terms of actual producing because this is a right-to-work state, and
Virginia.
I'm not a member of any union because it is a right-to-work state. But out of respect for the striking writers and artists, there's a film project that I've been involved in called Chambermaid that I've actually put on hold, and I'm going to start getting back to that very soon.
Hey, well, I hope, for all the writers and actors out there, I believe that it's starting to round out, so we certainly appreciate you doing what you're doing out of respect for them as well.
Well, thank you, sir.
Cool.
Thank you very
Definitely. I
much.
feel like in that community, solidarity is really, really important.
It is indeed.
I know that you have won some awards, and I know you don't like to brag, but can you tell us about those awards, please?
There are two film projects. The very first two feature-length films I did, one was a docudrama, the other one was a drama. Each of them won a Telly Award, but more recently, the one I did at my church, The Angels in the Detail, in addition to the Telly, it won honors in Rome, London, Paris, Cannes, Greece, and in India. And it's been getting a lot of play. The Black Walnut is the one about African-American men, prostate cancer. It's been getting a lot of productions, a lot of screenings around the country.
Nice. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
All right. Well, we like to have fun on this show, so I'm going to put you two to the test with some theater trivia questions. You all ready?
Got back today, Ashley.
I did just get back today.
Yeah, and I think I'm probably going to need to go backstage.
Which perfectly fluffy production used handmade wigs comped of yak hair?
Say that again?
Perfectly fluffy production.
Well, there's a hint there. Something dealing with cats?
Cats.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
well, you know what? You're very fast. What is going on with me?
I feel like I should ask in the
Rapid
form of a
fire.
question.
In what country did theater originate?
In Greece.
Yes, you are so smart.
Not in front of me. Okay, because I'm still
Quincy.
thinking. I'm still
Name the
thinking.
iconic show that shone a bright light on the culture clashes between two street gangs in New York.
Oh,
Is that Grease?
West Side Story?
Yes.
Dang it. I couldn't have got it.
Metaphorical high five. This theatrical masterpiece, which is the longest running show in Broadway history, featuring a villain with a mask covering half of his face.
Phantom of the Opera.
I was just about to say that. I couldn't get the Phantom part. All right, and we got your information up there on the screen, Terrence. Thank you so much for what you're doing here in the Hampton Roads community and obviously throughout the world.
Yes,
Thank you so
thank
much.
you so
Again,
much
thank
for
you for
joining
the
us
invite.
and participating in our game.
I love you. Thank you.
Phantom of the Opera.
Now we have to take a quick break, but when we return, there is something in the water in the 757 that is landing locals on national stages. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Living 757. Have you ever met someone whose mission is to streamline education both globally and nationally? Well, you're in luck because today our next guest is doing just that. She is dedicated to not only the future of learning, but the future of learning for everyone. I'd like to welcome to Living 757. We got Benita Gordon to the show. What's going on, Benita?
Hello, everyone.
How are you?
757.
Yeah, good to see you. I could say as a person that really struggled in school, I did not care about learning a lot, but you seem like you would have changed that for me. Talk a little bit about your backstory, because it's very interesting from what inspired you to where you are right now.
So everyone wants to learn. You probably didn't like school.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, I agree with her. Yes.
So my mission now is, as I've been an educator for 25 years and just retired from the traditional classroom, my mission now is to ensure that students don't stop the love of learning. And so we're looking at how can we help traditional schools, public schools, charter schools, parochial schools by doing non-traditional schooling. And so that's where I am now. I loved my public school. I am Virginia, born and raised, and proud of it. And back in the day when it was 804, so that's how.
Oh,
old I am.
wow.
Yes,
yeah,
it's
that
true.
was yeah, that
Back
was
in
a-
the time.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. Now, what or how has your role evolved since the time you started it to where you are now as far as your mission?
So I came in as a traditional middle school teacher. Shout out to the middle school teachers, and was looking and just in the process of seeing everything, just understanding that there has to be a different way than what I was given in the classroom. So I started Global Education Concierge as an educational coaching and consulting service, and as a concierge. So parents would come to me and say, this may not be the best thing. I need to know other options. And that's how it evolved. And now I work with educators who are doing the same thing. We call them transitioning teachers.
Yeah. So cool.
I love that, Benita, and very important, Quincy, to shape and make changes on the educational system, because I think it's well needed. Now, you are the CEO of the Micro School Academy. So what sets you apart, or what is unique about you guys compared with the traditional education institutions?
Yes, so I founded GGEC Academy within the past year and a half. And what sets us apart is a micro school is what I like to tell parents is every day I would teach 25 up to 32 students in a traditional classroom, knowing and understanding that every student came in on different reading levels, and I still had to teach according to what we had. With the micro school, we pull out and we have our own area, we have our own building, our own space, and students come in and I meet them where they are. We help close some of the gaps on an individual basis, and they do technology, innovative learning, project-based learning. So it's very centralized and specialized to that student instead of just having a generic education.
Yes. It's more like a concentrated education for, I said, for some way, right? I love that.
Yes.
Because sometimes kids need more attention, more specific points or things to follow.
Yep.
Definitely.
Yep. And really quick, you found a way to reach the masses because you have a podcast. So quickly, tell us about that, and we'll be sure to put your information up on the screen.
So the podcast is called Global Education Concierge Podcast. And what we do is we give educators and parents an outlook by interviewing innovative educators, whether we're doing ed tech, whether we are doing other micro schools, whether it's an after school tutoring program. And we just like to share and just get the information out, because a lot of times it's about exposure to ensure that you're giving your child the best education.
Awesome.
I love that, girl. Keep doing what you're doing.
Yes.
That is amazing.
Yeah, I needed you about 20-something years ago.
Yes, me too. Back in that time. Where were you?
Yeah, thank you so much for stopping by, and we appreciate what you're doing.
Thank you, guys. Have a great day.
All right,
Thank
too.
you, Benita. Thank you so much. Now, Quincy, what do you think if we keep moving things on the show?
Let's do
I
it.
love it. But Ashley have two special guests in the other studio. Check.
Thanks, Patricia. We say it often. This area is so rich in artistic talents and gifts. And our next guests are proving that just again. Now let's welcome Lulu and Cecile from Phil Wright's The Parent Jam. Hi.
Hi.
Thank you guys so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Now, I have to ask first off the bat, because I know a lot of viewers are probably wondering, can you explain what the Parent Jam is?
Yeah, so the Parent Jam was originally a dance class that Phil Wright brought around the country. It started in LA, so he had dance classes because he noticed that parents wanted to join in when they were watching their kids dance. So he's like, let's bring parents and kids together. So then he toured the country teaching this Parent Jam class, and then he decided to make it a group to perform on AGT.
Okay, so instead of watching the classes, you participate in the class with your kids.
Exactly.
How long have each of you been dancing?
So I've been dancing casually and doing hip hop. Me and my husband are high school sweethearts. So I took hip hop classes. He was a break dancer. At UVA, I was in a dance troupe that we did hip hop, but very casually. But her first dance class was the Parent Jam 5 years ago, and now she's a company dancer at Denise Wall.
Okay, and how old are you?
I'm 12 years old.
You're 12. So when did you start dancing?
Like near when I was like 8 years old, I'd say.
5 years ago.
Yeah, like 5 years ago. It's really crazy how long ago it was. It feels like yesterday I was just dancing in the studio with Phil Wright, but it's just been so long, yeah.
Now, your dancing and your talents landed you on America's Got Talent. So I have to ask both of you, how was that experience for you?
It was crazy, it was hectic, but of course it was so fun and exciting.
It was fun. It was like a dream. So much fun. We had, our group had about 12 other families. All of us are professionals that have dancer kids, and so we all understood each other. There was lawyers, a PA, like just different varieties of families. It was just so much fun. And then we got to bond. We were together 24/7 for 3 weeks. It was great.
Oh my goodness. So where did you have to go to film? Like, what was the process like? You got a call from Phil himself and he's like, hey, I want you to come be on this show with me.
Yeah, so I got a FaceTime call from him because we've known him since 5 years ago. And I'm like, oh, people don't normally accidentally call a FaceTime, you know?
Right.
And then he was like, hey, I have an opportunity to come to America's Got Talent, and I want to bring you guys along because you were with me in day one. So that's how that went. And then we got to fly. We went several times to LA and the production stage areas in Pasadena. So we went there several times for the auditions and then the semifinals.
Now, how was the process of it all? A lot of people, including myself, don't really know exactly how America's Got Talent works because you can get 4 yeses and still not make it to the live rounds, but y'all made it to the live rounds.
We did.
So how does that work?
So I think a lot of it, they say after you do the auditions in front of the judges that's aired, you won't know anything. The only people that know that they make it are the people that get golden buzzers.
Okay.
And so they have a private judging round that no one sees that they decide. And then you get a call, like, a month, and they ask you, they say, you might have made it. Congratulations on might. Do these dates work? And then you don't know.
They tell you might have made it?
Yeah, they're coordinating dates. It's like, if you make it, congratulations for maybe getting it in. And then, and then a month later, I don't ever think that, yes, we made it until I get plane tickets.
Right.
Yeah.
Can you imagine though, like, hey, you might have made it. Do these dates work? And you clear your schedule and then it's like, nope.
Yeah, it's like, but it's better than them telling us, can you come tomorrow? Which can happen too.
True, very, very true. Now, what are you going to be performing today? Because they're going to grace us with a performance.
Yeah. So we're gonna do a little piece of our.
Yeah, we're just gonna do like a little piece of what we did on AGT, and yeah.
That's so exciting. Oh my goodness. Okay, so where can people follow you? Like, what's your social media?
So hers is Lulu Gandia. The Parent Jam itself, Phil Wright's Parent Jam is at the Parent Jam on Instagram, and I'm at the PA _C. I'm a physician assistant, but yes.
Well, thank you,
Yes,
ladies,
thank
for
you.
joining us. I'm so excited to see this performance. Now we have to take a quick break, but when we come back, Quincy is going to try his hand at MMA. But first, something a little bit more pretty. Take it away, ladies. Welcome back to Living 757. Now, shopping is one of Patricia and I's favorite activities, right, Pete?
Yes, it is.
And our next guest is bringing unique, hand-picked items to Ghent via her boutique. Please join me in welcoming Rachel Fussell.
Thank
Hi.
you. Hi.
How are
ladies.
you, Rachel?
I'm great, thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
Now, you say that your story kind of helped shape what your boutique is. So can you
Yes.
give us the Cliff Note version of your story?
Sure. So my husband was in the military, and we had a very exciting career. Then as he retired, we moved to Boston, and while we were living there, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. So we've had a lot of kind of really crazy things happen to us between his military career and my cancer treatment, and so we have just kind of taken a different look at life and really wanted to have this store that created a space and did things for the community and people that don't have those support systems that I had when I was experiencing so many different kind of traumas.
Yes,
I
because
really love that.
it's not an easy time when you have to go through that. First of all, thank you so much for sharing your story and for using this as a powerful, tool and to share with the community. Now, you brought some things for us today. I'm wearing one of your dresses. I'm gonna stand up a little bit, see if the cameras can follow me. This is a beautiful dress from her boutique. Now, why is your boutique so unique and what makes it so special?
It's very eclectic and very affordable, and it has a really comfortable vibe. People say when they come in that it feels like you're going to a friend's house, and that's what I wanted. I have vintage sofas and vintage chandeliers and vintage rugs, and it's just a very, very homey feeling.
I love it. We're looking right now
you.
some pictures.
Thanks.
So it looks so comfortable and like a cozy. I
It
love
does. It does look really cozy.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
who
that's
doesn't want
exactly
to
what
be
I
comfy
wanted.
when they shop, right?
Yeah, you want to feel comfortable. No one wants to have the pretty woman moment,
Now, you bought a bunch of things that are on the table,
Can
and
we
you
go
carry
see?
all of these in the boutique.
I do. So we have a little bit of a champagne theme in the boutique. So we have some of the glasses and a cooler. We have shoes and purses. My favorite is the jewelry. So I have some of the
Yes.
necklaces
Can I
there.
grab one of
Yeah,
those?
please do.
Sorry, guys, that I'm making it hard for you today, but I love that one. Use
Okay.
mine. Look at me.
And
What are these
everything is
Look at me.
affordable.
What are these glasses called?
Coup, a champagne coup.
Okay.
Some
Do
people
you
say
watch
coupe.
Southern Charm?
I have watched Southern Charm.
Patricia on Southern Charm drinks champagne out of those.
I love these ones.
It's perfect.
That's the only reason I knew what they were. Embarrassing. Now, you said that the store gives back to the community, and I know you do a lot of work in the community. So can you tell us about your charity work?
Yeah, sure. So before I was diagnosed, I ran a nonprofit in the military community for 10 years. And, that support is so important for all of the things that that community goes through. So the Gold Star families are really special to me. And then on top of that, with my breast cancer diagnosis, I have been supporting a local nonprofit. The average person doesn't have the military foundations to support them. So I have been working with Free Range Sisters, and they kind of come in for the average person going through breast cancer treatment that doesn't have, what we had in the military. And Paint Pink is another one that just
Yes.
started, and I just met the woman who started it, and so I'm going to work with her in October as well.
I love that.
it.
And you
Yes.
just mentioned something very important. This is getting back to the community, but also you cancer-free now, right? How long
Yes,
did this happen?
Yes. I was diagnosed in 2017, and it was
Okay.
about 2.5 years of treatment. I had two types. One was very aggressive. So it took a while. I went through a lot
Yeah.
of surgeries and immunotherapies. I have some kind of lingering things, some osteoporosis from the treatment, but I am cancer-free, so I will
Yes,
take that.
yes.
That's the most important part.
Yes, and
yes.
encourage other people that are maybe they're going through that difficult time, and just to see you, Rachel, coming here together and using these to show the people like you can overcome these things. But now, really quick, let's talk about your event coming up, Pretty in Pink. I know
Pretty
it's
in
coming.
Pink. Yes, October
Awesome.
5th.
Yes.
It's with the Free Range Sisters.
Okay.
And we are going to have raffles and drinks and all kinds of fun things at the store. It's from 5 to 7. And you can still sign up. They do a 5K every year in October, and you will be able to sign up for the 5K at this event. And all the money will go to this local nonprofit that helps people in the middle of their breast cancer treatment. They even will bring a chair to your house because you can't sit up after you've had a double
Yes,
mastectomy. So
exactly.
you can sleep in this recliner. They'll bring it to your house. They bring gift baskets and help people with anything they need. So
I love that. I love to
Yeah.
hear that because it's very important. Well, Rachel, thank you so much for sharing your story, for
Yes,
encouraging
thank you.
other women and other people, and just to inform the family, because this is something that it just the whole family have to carry together.
everyone knows someone who
Yeah.
has breast cancer or has been through breast
Yes.
cancer treatment. It's very
Well,
important.
once again, all the info's on the screen. Thank you so much, Rachel. Thank you. But now we have to go with Quincy. What is Quincy doing?
He apparently thinks he's Mr. Miyagi.
Oh, yeah. Fun fact, y'all. I was a purple belt back in the day. The fighting style that I studied was called Soryu karate, right? Sounds fake, sounds made up, but you know what? Our next guest is the real deal. This is Qasim Ruffin. He's a mixed martial arts fighter. What's going on, my man?
Not much, man. How you doing
Yeah,
today?
like that. Yeah, okay. Like I didn't even feel that. Now these gloves feel really nice on my hands, right?
HKA makes good gloves.
Well, I'm sure the face contact doesn't feel that well, right? All right. So I got to ask you, man. Like you are a professional mixed martial arts fighter. Do you have a favorite action TV fighter star?
All right, so I have two.
Okay.
Right? Michael Jai White, because he's an absolute role model, and I love what he's done for the community,
Yeah.
and him and his wife are just absolutely awesome.
Yeah.
And Jet Li is the person who inspired me as a child.
Oh, man.
Little tiny guy beating up big, huge people.
Yeah.
So I felt that on a personal level.
Beating up huge people.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
you know what? I feel a little ashamed of my stars. First of all, Bruce Lee was one.
I mean, Bruce Lee is the GOAT.
Yeah, Bruce Lee is the GOAT. But my problem was I was younger and I saw the movie Bloodsport. And I saw Jean-Claude Van Damme. And then he became my favorite, right? That little cry, like, I don't even know why they cried when they won the fight. But that's how I got my stuff from. So now, before we get into any type of where you show me, let me get these gloves off me. Can you take these gloves? Because it's the way to do it is to go and just throw it down and fight. Huh? Okay, so you're a mixed martial artist. Show me some of the moves that would be like a general martial art move. Like, do I need to take my jacket off to?
I mean, if you want to get a little bit more
I
comfortable.
mean, we might as well show off what I got, which is
Okay,
nothing. Okay.
Are you right-handed or left-handed?
It depends which hand is gonna hurt. no, I'm right-handed. I'm right-handed.
All right, cool. So first thing we're gonna do is actually put your left foot forward.
Left foot forward.
Yes,
okay.
yes. We want to always keep our power hand in our back because this is actually the hand that's closest to you. I know it seems like your left hand is closer,
Okay.
but once you fully extend your body, your right hand has more reach, okay?
Right, and it's all about pivoting on that back foot.
Absolutely.
I told you
absolutely.
I took karate.
So
yo.
he knows what he's talking about.
All right. So,
So the most important thing, always in all aspects of martial arts,
Okay.
is your jab, right? So your jab is going to be the left-handed punch. All right, I'm just gonna hold this here, and you're just going to extend your hand and turn.
boom. So is it any pivoting on that? 'Cause
So
it seems
on this
weird.
one, we're not going to pivot. We're going to take a small step while extending, okay?
Okay.
So you're just gonna
small step like bah,
Excellent,
boom.
and bring it right
Okay.
back. Good job.
Okay.
Nice. One more
Cool.
time.
All right.
Nice. And then when you bring the hand back, we don't want to bring it back down to here. This is a very bad habit. This is how we get clipped and we take a little nap.
Night-night.
We don't
Don't
like
wanna
to take
go
naps.
night-night.
No. So anytime we extend our hand, our chin is tucked behind here.
Okay, so it's more like this to
Exactly.
block that. Okay, got you. Now, what are some of your moves? Because that's like a general move. So do you have like a specific signature move that when you come in the ring, people know to watch out and plan for?
All right, so it's not like WWE. I'm not out there hitting the F5 or a frog splash on anybody.
Yeah.
To be honest, I try to keep it as close to the basics as I can because the basics are what keep you safe. I love the sport. I absolutely adore it. I love the fact that I get to express myself in something that people usually view as like an angry or vicious thing.
Okay.
But for me, it's art. But at the same time, I want to go home and I don't like damage on my face.
Got you, and I feel the same exact way. So what are some of the on-the-ground moves that I always see? Because like I've noticed guys, you know, either girls or guys, they be on the ground, they do some pretzel technique. Like if I got down here and I got pretzel, like, and I'm holding the guy, like what am I trying to accomplish?
So
is
the
it a
first
neck
thing-
breaker or what?
The first thing you're going to want to do is more than likely try to get up. So if we're on the ground, like where you are right now, right? We
Okay.
extend. We're
Okay.
going to put our arm out, and then we're just going to slide this foot
Oh,
back
so slide back
and come up.
and then get ready to go. Okay,
Exactly.
so the goal is not to be on the ground.
No. If you can help it, you don't want to be on your back.
Gotcha.
Even if you're great in jiu-jitsu, the object is not to be on your back.
But isn't that how you make these guys tap out? Like, is it?
Most
you
of
got
that
them on
comes
the-
from me taking them down
Okay.
And then, beating them up or looking for the submission. If I'm on my back, I'm giving them an advantage.
Okay, so really quick for you, what is the advantage of having mixed martial arts skills? Like, is it mainly not to threaten anybody, but just to make sure that you are always protected? Is there a specific reason why somebody would choose that?
You just feel more comfortable. Like, for example, if you take cooking classes, when you step into a kitchen, you feel more confident. You can handle yourself. If you get hungry,
Right.
you can eat.
Okay.
Same thing with mixed martial arts. If I go out into public, I don't feel a sense of urgency or this malice or anything when people are just walking past. I feel a lot more calm because I know if something were to happen, I can handle myself. Doesn't mean I'm gonna beat everybody in the world. There could be some 6'3", 500-pound guy who knows nothing and just runs me over. Completely possible, but I know how to protect
back in the day, this used to get things started, so stay there, and it was a shoulder bump. Once that happens, you already know.
It's on and popping.
It's on and popping, and that is the bones, okay? So thank you so much, man, for stopping by. Now, I know that you have fights that are coming up, but you also had some past fights. Your contact info is on the screen, so how can people follow you if they want to catch you live?
Well, if you would like to, you can contact me at caution_Qasim Ruffin on Instagram or just caution Qasim Ruffin on Facebook. I just recently fought in Norfolk on the BKFC card. That was absolutely exciting. Still got a little bit of battle wounds on the knuckles and everything.
Gosh.
It was great. I had the honor of fighting alongside Reggie Barnett Jr. on that card, who is the BKFC 135 champion. He's one of the first pro champions to actually come from this area. So.
And you got a chance to fight him?
No, I didn't fight him. Oh, God, no.
Okay, got you. But you were on that same card. So
I was on that same card, yes.
Good. Well, hey, look, thank you so much, my man. And I am touching the hands of an MMA fighter. And we're going to keep things going because after the break, we got a performance by Russ Baum, musical performance, music video. You guys stay right there. The coolest show in town is man, I'm gone, man.
Welcome back to Living 757. What a great show. I'm so happy she's back.
She is back.
Quincy.
I'm so happy to be back
And
with
it's
y'all.
fall season.
Did you rip those off the wall?
No,
He
they
did
were
last
spread out
week.
on the table, but it's fall, so you should be able to make it fall, right?
Quincy, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
You just say something about the prior segment. Do you wear a purple belt?
Yeah,
before?
girl, yeah, that's real. Like I don't
What
have to lie.
time in your lifetime? When?
Well, I was younger. I mean, I was.
That's what I'm
clear.
saying.
Yeah, like
I thought you were talking about your purple shirt.
Well,
not
no,
your
I am rocking.
You wore
this is
purple
a good-
belt.
Yes, I was a purple belt. That means I went from white to orange. So some people go white to yellow to purple. See, that was
Look
me.
at you.
That was my first ever fight. Okay. So I lost. No, I beat him.
You beat him?
Yeah, I beat him, but then I lost, and that
Okay,
was me.
that's you
Oh,
on
look at my
black
feet,
and blue.
huh? You were talking about Chloe's feet earlier. Like, look at my feet. I had
look
like
at your feet.
flat feet forever.
Complete straight line. Look
Yes.
at that. When you're like this and I have.
Oh yeah, like I was real.
Straight
I was,
line.
yes.
Straight line.
Yes, like I understand what I'm doing.
So
Okay.
wait a minute. Could you break the board with your feet like they usually have people do with their hands?
Let me explain something to you, Patricia. That is the dumbest test of strength that I've ever
First
seen
of
in my
all, you
life.
just called
I
me
couldn't
Patricia.
accomplish it.
Yes, you
Oh,
said
I said
Patricia.
Patricia. I am so
Yes,
sorry.
you did.
You know what? My eyes are a little jacked up because I'm not used to
Let
seeing
me-
you
let me
here.
move.
So I'm
I'm a
sorry.
figment of your imagination.
I'm sorry.
She's an
Ashley.
imagination today.
Ashley, yes, that's a dumb test of strength. Ooh, break these bricks. First of all, I couldn't do it. So that's why I feel like that's a dumb test of strength.
So-
Secondly, it's stupid. Like, who wants to do that?
So you just
That's
say
not a
now
dumb
that
test of
if we get
strength.
into a fight, you can defend us, like you
Inaccurately.
can have your abilities, or we don't use that
Girl,
in fight.
That picture was 35 years ago. You got
So
your
that means you
mind.
lose it.
Oh, no, it's
Wait a
gone.
minute. So purple belt is how many are there before purple? There's white and then.
It's usually white, orange, or yellow, and purple. But the style that I practiced was called Soryu karate.
And after purple is
So was
brown
purple
and black.
the
Blue.
first belt?
blue.
Blue, brown, black. And I never made it past that because the blue and the brown and the black were the color of my eyes after that first competition. I was out.
Well,
Okay.
I don't want to say that, but now, if you don't want to meet Quincy on the road and test his ability, please go and follow us on Instagram, on Facebook, and TikTok under Living757 because he's going to be there waiting for you guys.
My Jim Kelly.
If you need to fight, you can just call me. We all know that's what you do anyway.
Okay.
And of course, if you guys, did you already say the TikTok and all that?
I did.
Okay,
TikTok,
cool.
Facebook,
So
Instagram.
share it at Living757 if you guys want to try to be a guest on the show. And I say try because you got to go through me.
That guy really did hit you hard, didn't he?
I think I bit the bottom lip again. Right. So we now leave you with a music video from Russ Baum. This one is called East Coast. Get it? Deuces.
Here we are, Virginia Beach, Rising Vibes. This is East Coast. We're on the East Coast, baby, you're so far away. You got my mind struck, pardon this apology. To the beach you left wandering inside of me. You got my arms stretched, begging for eternity. Would you forgive my life and more of my hopes and dreams? Could you forgive my life and more of my hopes and dreams? You know he's never felt the pleasures of Seattle rain, spreading ashes of our spirits where they're meant to lay. In the alley of a poet's final resting place, he was caught up in the world wrapped in silk and lace. Would you forgive my life and more of my hopes and dreams? Could you forgive my life and more of my hopes and dreams? Because his friends could barely keep him alive. He was a villain in the brightest of times. He took a drink, stepped outside, and now he's gone. Now he's gone. To the East Coast, baby, you're so far away. You got my mind struck, pardon this apology. To the beach you left wandering inside of me. You got my arms stretched, begging for eternity. Would you forgive my life and more of my hopes and dreams? Would you forgive my life and more of my hopes and dreams? Would you forgive my life and more of my hopes and dreams?